Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about demon hosts, but we're going to be talking about the individuals within the Warhammer 40K universe that have been possessed by demons. If you guys have any suggestions as to topics that you guys would like us to discuss or create a video for, please comment down below. Don't forget to put suggestion followed by the topic that you guys want us to discuss. Let's get into 40 facts about demon hosts. The demon host known as Karnak Zol has long been a slave of the Inquisition, bound to mortal flesh more than 400 years ago by Inquisitor Renthor. He was used for centuries as a tool to hunt down heretics and rebels. Like all demons, Zol knows well how to bide his time, and while he chafes under the shackles of Renthor, he secretly plots his revenge. Finally, after almost 2 centuries, his chance arrived in the form of a weak-willed engine seer and a perilous emergency warp jump. Manipulating events, Zol was able to cripple the chains of judgment and escape his cell. His plans for freedom, however, were dashed during the chaos that followed, when even as he struck down Inquisitor Renthor, he was trapped anew. For 2 centuries now, he has languished in a ward circle while the vessel drifts aimlessly in the warp. The Burning One is one of the most feared demon hosts in the whole Calyx sector. The name of the acolyte who became the Burning One is lost, as is the name of the demon who resides within him. What is known is that he was created by a radical inquisitor, Khal Zorn, as a way to store vast amounts of forbidden lore without tainting the minds of his personal retinue. Originally thrice bound, as only his mental faculties were required, the Burning One at some point acquired the knowledge of how to break his conditioning, despite his inability to break the wards binding him inside his human host. The demon host immediately slew Inquisitor Zorn and several of his retinue, whose habits and weaknesses he had studied over a course of years. It is believed that his first victim was a young sanctioned psyker who had been enticed to assist him in his escape. Like all demon hosts, Sephiris is a foul and unholy thing, the very existence of which defies nature. Sephiris is unique in that added to the silver chains and oculate brands that bind his host's body, charms and talismans of Xeno origin adorn his blasphemous form. It is impossible to say if these objects were intended for such use, or the heretics that bound Sephiris repurposed them. While a demon may on rare occasions continue to inhabit the flesh of a mortal indefinitely, such a state is akin to imprisonment for most denizens of the warp. Indeed, Sephiris was unwittingly created in its current form by parties unknown who clearly possess powerful and damning knowledge. Upon escaping its stasis prison, Sephiris was initially weakened, perhaps an after effect of the psychic choir that kept him subdued. Ever spiteful and bloodthirsty, its first act was to slaughter its wardens. Now it prowls the undertunnels of Hive Decelium, slowly regaining its strength and plotting against its captors. Even if his body is destroyed, the demon remembers every slight and surely will return to revisit his vengeance. Capith Shem is a demon host that was created by the Xanthian Inquisitor Selec of the Ordo Malleus. Having absorbed every scrap of knowledge that he could find, Inquisitor Selec determined that his most loyal servant, Imperial Guardsman Capith, would be the first to receive the honor of illumination. Despite every one of the Inquisitor's precautions, the demon had tricked him. It was not cast out, but lurked within the very deepest recesses of Capith's soul. When the Inquisitor announced the process complete, and his servants cleansed, Shem regained control of the vessel, transforming it into a hideous parody of a man, and struck his summoner down. The thing that became known as Capith Shem slaughtered the Inquisitor, as well as his banishers, and broke free from its bonds. 36 servants of the Ordo Malleus died before the demon host was finally cornered and bound, deep within the Inquisitor's fastness in the wastes of the Scintilla. Also known as a twice-bound demon host, Hedrildal was created by the false prophet of the Pilgrim of Hate, using the unwilling body of a fallen interrogator, Crippon. Hedril is a foul thing. A long purple snake tongue flickers from between its grinning teeth. Glowing eyes burn with an icy light, and its chain-crossed flesh is covered in rolling eyes and glistening boils. Everywhere Hedrildal passes, there is sounds of nameless things scuttering, and the lurking shadows of horrible visions can be seen inhabiting the darkness around it. Cherubale was once a demon prince on the feral world of Klarnar II, where he dominated the primitive locals who came to worship him as a god. The Inquisitor, Quizos, defeated Cherubale and enslaved him in the body of one of the warriors of Klarnar II. Cherubale served Quizos until the Inquisitor's death at the hands of Eisenhorn. Cherubale was able to discern the future from the warp, and saw that Eisenhorn, if allowed, would destroy his physical body, and so set Cherubale free. The demon host manipulated and protected Eisenhorn, so that Eisenhorn would start down the path of radicalism, and set in motion the events that would free the demon host. Eisenhorn, aided by a rune staff, crafted by Magos Geared Beer of the Adeptus Mechanicus, with a diabolical knowledge of Pontius Glaw, finally destroyed Cherubale's host body on the world of Farnus Beta, and vanished him into the Immaterium. Eisenhorn also believed he annihilated another demon host, known as Profanity. Following these events, Eisenhorn resummoned Cherubale and imprisoned him in a host body, sealing the demon within a void vault that he might suffer eternally, caged in flesh and trapped as a punishment for manipulating his master. During his conflicts with the heretic Faden Thuring and his corrupted titan, the Cror Revolt, Eisenhorn found himself sorely pressed and summoned Cherubale, who he had bound into a new host after defeating and banishing it. Eisenhorn came to rely heavily on Cherubale in the coming years, much to the dismay and anger of his staff and fellow inquisitors. Notably, he utilized the demon host to defeat the heretic Pontius Glaw, who also utilized a demon host of his own, and against the demon hosts of the Divine Fraternity, whom Cherubale seemed to take great pleasure in destroying. And those were 40 facts about demon hosts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below with any suggestions as to topic ideas for videos in the future. And don't forget to put suggestion followed by the topic. And if you guys have already commented or suggested a certain topic in another video, do it again, because what we're doing is we're tallying up all the suggestions from each video. So if you suggest something multiple times in different videos, that counts towards your tally. The same thing goes where if you read a suggestion and you really like it, hit the like button on that suggestion and it's going to bump it up, and that counts towards the tally marks, because we're taking the tallies according to how many likes and the original post. I hope that makes sense. Just comment down below for any suggestions. Don't forget to like this video. It really helps out the channel by you guys liking. YouTube is doing this thing now where they're really big on likes. So the more likes you have, the more likely the Warhammer 40K community is going to grow, because more people are going to be suggested Warhammer 40K content. So please help us out. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.